What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here at GSD Mode Studios with another weekly Leveling Up episode. And today, you guys, I'm here to talk about something really important, which is how to stop worrying and instead take effective action. I'm going to walk you through what my process is on how to keep moving forward during uncertain times. Look, at the time of me creating this video, we've got a lot of shit going on, man. A lot of things taking place. We're kind of in the middle and the heart of the coronavirus epidemic taking place, and a lot of people are freaking out, man. A lot of entrepreneurs are freaking out. A lot of real estate agents are freaking out. And look, I have a lot of teammates that are also really concerned during these times, and I get being concerned. But the issue when we worry is when we worry and when we allow ourselves to worry and panic, however you want to frame that. Worry quickly leads to overwhelm. Overwhelm very quickly leads to procrastination. And what happens during procrastination? Inaction, right? That's where people bury their head in the sand. They become paralyzed. And paralyzation, or procrastination, I should say, is the worst disease to any of our businesses and any of our production. So I want to walk you guys through what to do instead. And I know most of you are real estate agent entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in other niches, and what to do to lead your team, lead yourself, your families during these times. Now, real quick, before I jump into today's content, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Tap that bell next to it. If you're listening to this anywhere on audio, make sure to leave us a 5-star raving review. And you guys, if you know of anybody that you think this content would help, please share the show. Also, if you are a real estate agent or in the real estate industry, make sure to check out 41 Tips with joshuasmith.com. These are 41 weekly in-depth coaching email tips that I've personally written, things that I'm doing and have done in my real estate business that have made me millions of dollars over the years. And I've created these just to help you guys continue to kick ass and crush it in your real estate business. There's no selling taking place, right? There's nothing being sold in these, just great content that will help you level up. All right, so again, we are here today to talk about how to stop worrying and instead get into an effective mindset and effective mode of action. And this is something, you guys, I'm having a conversation with about 3 times a day with my teammates, with business partners, with coaching clients. Like, this is something that's coming up a lot. I get it. There's a lot to be concerned about, especially if you are watching the news. So my first piece of advice for you guys on this is to stop watching the news, right? Stop watching the news, stop paying attention to the media. The media is going to take the most worst, grotesque, whatever thing that exists out there, whatever, situation that's taking place. Negativity sells, right? And that is their job, to distract us from going out there and living our lives and leveling up in our lives. And, right? Like, when we have a life of our own and we're so focused on developing our own life, we don't have time for the news. We don't have time to watch the fucking commercial spots and, right? Be vegetables on the couch. So of course they want to keep us there. So they blow this stuff way out of proportion. Now, I'm not here to say that what we are going through and experiencing, and you might be watching this years down the road, right? So there's always going to be disruptions, whether it be, a situation like we're going through right now with the coronavirus, whether it may be a new flu virus or a new cold virus that gets instituted. Maybe it's a financial crisis, whatever. But the news's job is to take any crisis and exploit the shit out of it to make us all worried and concerned, right? So shut out the noise, right? That's not going to help, right? Then from there, stop worrying and stop speculating. I never take the time to worry and to speculate. Now, is it that I don't have concern and that I don't have awareness? Sure. Like, I have awareness of the situation, but I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to shut down. I'm not going to ever go into panic mode, right? And I'm going to walk you guys through what I do here in a second with this. But again, that worry, that concern, especially the media, is just going to blow. Like, they are going to exploit every single crisis. It's what they do. It's what they do brilliantly, and that's their job, right? So just understand that. Block out the noise. And again, I'm not trying to downplay the situation. It's a serious situation, and the economic downturn that could play out after this could potentially be massively have massively more of a negative impact than the actual virus itself, right? So, so we need to be prepared for this stuff. All right. So again, the first thing is I don't worry and I don't panic. Now I do have awareness, right? And I don't need to go to the news to get the information that I need to see what's going on, right? So I'm going to have awareness, but here's what I am going to focus on and here's what I am going to control and what I'm going to pay attention to, which are the only things I have control over anyway. When I try to speculate of, why is this happening? What's it going to do to the future? What's the future going to look like? At the end of the day, none of us have a crystal fucking ball, right? It's like the gym that I go to every single morning and the locker room that I go into, there is a TV on every morning. I can't change the channel. I don't have any way of shutting this down or shutting this off. It is like every single morning, Sports Center is being streamed. And this has been taking place for a long time. Like Sports Center is always on, right? But there are these commentators that are arguing and debating about what Tom Brady is going to do. Right? If you're watching this in the future, maybe you already know. But is Tom Brady going to stay with the Patriots? Is he going to make a transition? Is he going to do, like, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? Right? And why spend all of these hours and hours and hours and hours? I've been hearing this go on for freaking months in that locker room of trying to guess what Tom Brady's going to do. None of us know. None of us are in his mind. We don't know. He's going to do what he's going to do. It doesn't serve me in any way or add any value to my life by speculating on something that I can't control. So again, I'm never speculating on what can happen. I'm going to focus on what I can control, which is there's only 4 things that we can control. Number 1, our attitude. Number 2, our mindset. Number 3 are actions. Number 4 are choices, right? And you can argue that those are really just 2 things, right? Your mindset and your attitude. Your mindset and attitude being 1, choices, actions being 1. That could be argued. But let me just kind of break each of these down and why these are so important, right? So my mindset is always going to be that of a growth mindset, right? The difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset is, oh man, I'm just shitty at math. Right? And you just believe it, you just give into it, and you tell yourself that story over and over and over, and that's the extent of it. A growth mindset is, you're dealing with realities. Hey, I might be shitty at math or poor at math right now in this moment, but if I'm committed and I dedicate my time and I work hard at it, I can become damn brilliant at math, right? If I choose to, right? That's a growth mindset. So with my mindset, I'm going to have that growth mindset, right? I'm going to also with my mindset, I'm going to have belief that I can figure it out. Right? Like, look, guys, we've all been through a lot of things that we've had to overcome in our life. You've made it through thus far every worst day and every worst time that you've had, right? So you've got to just go into this with the understanding that this too shall pass. You will be okay. If you're a true professional, if you're committed, you're going to make it through this. You're going to be okay, right? Because you're going to continue work because you have a growth mindset, right? Like, hey, I'm not going to sit there and say that, oh man, I won't have some struggles, won't have, right, have some hardships here as I'm going through this with my own life, own business, whatever. But I know if I stay at it every day diligently, I surround myself with the right mentors, I do the right actions, make the right choices, I know and have 100% belief and confidence that I'm going to be okay, figure this out, not just survive, but also thrive no matter what situation, crisis, economic downturn, whatever it is that we face, right? So that's mindset. Then my attitude is an attitude of abundance. I know that with full knowing and full certainty that there is no such thing as a shortage, right? Of any resource that's out there. Like there's an abundance of everything out there that exists. There's an abundance of success. And our economy, you guys, is a zero-sum game. This is really important to understand. Somebody's always winning, somebody's always losing. So most of you that are watching this are tied to the real estate industry, and most of my businesses are also tied to the real estate industry. And this is something that you probably heard me say before, something I'm always repeating, but there is no such thing as a bad market. Now, the media will look at the market and be like, okay, hey, sellers markets, low inventory rates with appreciating values is a great market. Right? And they're going to consider a declining market a bad market, right? Well, the reality is they're both wrong, right? Both right and both wrong, if you will, right? An appreciating market, low inventory market where home values are going up, has low inventory is a great market for sellers. Sucks for buyers, sucks for investors, right? Sucks for a lot of other people. Right. Well, then a declining market might suck for a seller, right? Or a particular type of a seller, but it's absolutely phenomenal if you're a move-up buyer. So if you have a home to sell and you're moving up to a bigger home and a higher price home, that's the best time to go out there and move up, right? It's great for investors, right? Great for overall buyers out there on a declining market. So there is no such thing as a good or bad market. It's our job as real estate professionals, or even if you're outside of real estate, whatever the economy is, if it's a bad economy or whatever the media is stating, it's our job as the entrepreneur, the true professional, to identify whom is it good for and move, shift, and adapt all of our marketing efforts, all of our focus, all of our attention to whom it is good for and serve that customer, right? And that will allow you to pivot through any transition if we can stay focused. Again, those that can't pivot and transition and stay focused are the ones that get caught up in worry, that get paralyzed, bury their damn head in the sand, and they don't take action, right? So then from there, because I'm not going to be worried, I'm not going to be focused on worrying and speculation and watching the media, I have also an abundance of time. Yeah, right? Like if we look at what's taking place right now, the coronavirus, when I talk about the zero-sum game, what I said a moment ago, right? Okay, like the travel industry is getting hit pretty heavily right now, right? However, so they're losing. Somebody's always winning, somebody's always losing, right? But the grocery store industry, right? Amazon right now is winning. Right? Like Jeff Bezos, this will catapult Jeff Bezos to so much more wealth. It's going to be insane, the dude's wealth that this grows out of this, right? So people that are providing consumer goods that meets the needs of the times are going to go out there and win. And we've got to move, shift, and adapt to that. That's what I mean by a zero-sum game. So will some real estate agents lose in market shifts and lose during this time? For sure. Right? But for those that are truly committed professionals, they're going to continue to absolutely dominate, right? And go out there and crush it and create a lot of success. Then from there, because I have an abundance of time and energy and focus, because I'm not worrying and I'm not giving into the media and not just chillaxing during this time, right? Then the only thing that outside of that, what I said as far as my mindset, my attitude, then from there is my actions and my choices. What choices am I making each and every day? Right? Yesterday morning, I had a conversation. Monday morning, I had a conversation with my wife and my kids, and I'm like, look, guys, there's a lot going on right now, a lot of uncertainty going on right now. This is a time, even though my kids are off for another 2 weeks of school, right? Yeah, I'd love to be spending more time with them during this 2 weeks that they're off, right? But I'm like, look, I've got to do what is my true responsibility, which is to take care of my family and make sure that we're in a great position to not just survive, but thrive during these changing times ahead, right? And in my true belief, and again, I don't have a crystal ball, but is like times are changing and we're overdue for a correction. Second longest bull market recorded history, like we're well overdue for a correction, right? So I had that conversation with my wife and my kids. Hey guys, you're not going to see much of me for the next few months. For some time to come, right? You're not, there's no more 8 or 10 hour days for me. I got to kick back up to my 15-hour work days, right? 6-7 days a week. I got to do what I got to do to take care of us and create opportunities and build our legacy as a family. So apologize, need your support, much love to you, right? Having those conversations, right? That is a choice, right? That is an action that I took, but it was a choice that I made and then an action that I took, right? Then when I get into the office each and every day, I'm not quarantining myself in my house. I'm taking precautions in my office. We don't have a lot of teammates here in this particular office. Plus I have my private office where I'm kind of, in my own cave, if you will, washing my hands, right? Eating clean, taking my supplementation, taking my probiotics, all the different things to take care of my health, to minimize my exposure. But then from there, right, I'm taking the daily actions that I can take. And when any shifts, this is what we should all be doing anyway. Warren Buffett has such a powerful quote, which is when the tide goes out, we see who's skinny dipping. But when things are great, it's easy to then be caught down with our pants down, right? And it happens to all of us, right? But during these times, man, it's the daily actions on what I'm focusing on first is income growing activities, right? Income growth activities, and I'm making sure to control those as much as I possibly can. I was having a real estate team meeting yesterday with my agents, and I'm like, look, you guys, let's just say the reality of how this plays out. I don't know how it's too early to tell with the statistics, but let's just say 20% less of our leads choose to move forward with buying and selling during this time because they want to ride this out before they decide to do that. Okay, cool. Like that. Let's just say that's the statistic. The path isn't the math. That's the stat. All right. So here's what I know though, and this is again comes down to mindset, attitude, actions, and choices. I know that way more than 20% of my competition is worrying, is paralyzed, is going to be chillaxing at home, investing that time with their kids, in which I'm not dogging that. but they're burying their head in the sands. They're watching the media. They're getting caught up. They're worrying. They're in action mode, right? So I'm going to have a hell of a lot less or more than 20% of my competitors not fucking working during these uncertain times, right? So that already kind of like sums out the game a little bit, right? But then from there, hey man, if I have to double down and do double the amount of lead generation, double the amount of follow-up, double the amount of appointments set, whatever, right? I will do those daily actions of whatever it takes to still ensure that my business continues as normal and or hopefully, if you do this right, thrives. Got to understand that there's more millionaires and billionaires made in down markets ever than great markets, right? There's so much great opportunity during down markets and during these times, right? Like we've got to jump into these and take advantage of these times and do whatever it takes to go out there and create the futures that we want to create for ourselves and our families, right? So it's really, really important. So one thing with this though, where my mindset always goes, again, you guys, I'm never asking myself what, why, why is this happening? What's going to happen in the future? Instead, my questioning is, what can I do right now today to move the needle forward? What can I do right now in this moment to create more success for my business and my family? What can I do right now to put us in the best possible situation to win on the other side of whatever is to come? Right? When we stay focused on that, you become unstoppable. But you got to be resilient, man. You got to be focused. You got to be resilient. You got to take this stuff serious. So as I said, man, it's not that I'm not worrying because I'm not taking this stuff serious. I'm not worrying because I am taking this shit extremely serious. The person that's worrying their ass off that is not taking action right now is the person that is not taking something like this serious. In my opinion, that's my 2 cents, right? And if you hate that comment and you hate on me, you can hate on me all you want, right? That's just I always have to share at least my truth with you guys here during these episodes. So then from there, if you're like me and you have companies, you have teams, right? This is the time, you guys, where you have to rain down hard, right? Everybody's got to be bought into this, right? Because with this, man, layoffs are inevitable, things are inevitable. But just because layoffs are inevitable, like right now, massive amounts of people are being laid off right now through this. Doesn't mean that you have to have layoffs and experience layoffs inside your organization, right? But you got to get your team on the same page. Got to make sure, like I've already had 2 meetings this morning with my teams at different companies of mine of what this is going to look like, what the expectations are, right? Everybody has to have this same mindset that I'm walking you guys through with whatever it takes attitude. And if anybody isn't giving 110% right now, I just spoke with one of my sales guys today, and I'm like, look, dude, I need you to grind and give more effort and perform better than you ever performed in this position in your life, right? Because unfortunately, if we don't keep sales up, like we're gonna have to make some hard decisions here in this business, right? Because look, I got to make sure that I'm protected, my family's protected. Like, so if that means if I have to downsize my company to do so, like that's just what I have to do. But with the right teammates, this will allow the right people in your organization to truly show how much of a patriot they are inside your organization. Right? So have those critical conversations with your staff, right? Make sure that everybody's on the same page. You cannot carry your organization on your shoulders. If everybody isn't doing 3 times the amount of work, 3 times the amount of effort, 3 times the amount of focus, whatever inside your organization, they need to go. And if you're not willing to do that as a leader, you need to go and you will go, right? It's just how the marketplace works. So you got to have that level of intensity and focus, and everybody inside your organization has to be on the same page, right? But just like when I said, when the tide goes out, we see you skinny dipping, it also will help probably weed out your lower players inside your organization and uncommitted people inside your organization, right? But then from there also, it's not just with your business, cut out the waste, right? Go through your expense statements line by line, right? If you can't calculate an ROI for it, if it's not saving you money, saving you time, cut it out, eliminate it, right? Like right now is one of those times where we need to get lean because you want to have cash on hand, man. Like you want to be in a position where your business is growing when everybody else is declining. So when they're cutting out marketing, you're up in your ad spend. When they're laying off talented staff, you're able to pick up their talented staff, maybe even at a discount to bring into your organization because your business continues to grow. So you got to go lean in your business. Don't be signing long-term contracts, right? With companies, year contract, whatever, like month to month on everything. And with any systems that you have in your business, so forth, office space, whatever, like be frugal in your spending. But then also apply that to your personal life. Right? Like I'm doing an assessment as well. I mean, I have like 3 or 4 gym memberships in my town that I don't use. Okay, well, this has just been kind of that reminder of shit, man. I'm going to go lean even on my personal expenses as well, and eliminate that waste that's not happening. So again, if it's not a necessary need in your life, in your business, right? Like had some vacations planned for this summer, I'm postponing those right now. Right? And you guys, it's not just because like I'm going to be okay. Right? Financially, I could be okay even if the market dips and even if I don't have to work for some time, right? But it's not just about being okay. This is leveling up, right? These are these opportunities that we need to jump on and take advantage of that helps solidify us, because we know that there's more millionaires and billionaires, and there's been more great companies that have grown and been born in downtimes than any other times that exists out there. Right? So, this isn't just about survival. Like I said, I never want to survive. That sucks. Like, why would I want to just fucking survive and skate by? I want to thrive. I want to kick ass. I want to put myself in a position where we just fucking explode, right? So that's, so the time lost from vacations, the money lost from vacations, I want to stay focused and tap into these times, right? So, and that's how, if you look at my real estate business, I just got into the business for about 2.5 years before the market crashed in 2007, 2008, 2009, right? The Great Recession, arguably the worst housing decline, housing crash in recorded history. And I was able to go out there and pivot very quickly and absolutely thrive, right? And become one of the top REO and short sale specialists in the country, right? Because of these things that I just shared with you and whatever's to come right now with this. And look, I may get this wrong. Like, this may just pass in 2 weeks and it might have been like, oh, false alarm. I'd rather have a oops, false alarm than oh, fuck, I wasn't prepared. Always be preparing to be prepared. So this is just my 2 cents, you guys, on things that I'm doing, and wanted to share those with you just in case they help you get truly prepared for what we're experiencing right now, for what I believe is to come. And again, it isn't just the coronavirus, it's the economic blowback that happens after this fact. Plus, our economy's already been a house of cards before this happened, right? So it'll be interesting times to see what comes ahead. But I'm going to make sure that I'm prepared, not speculating, not worrying. I'm taking actions, controlling my mindset, controlling my attitude, controlling my choices, right? So again, I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, if you're a real estate agent, make sure to check out 41 Tips with joshuasmith.com. And thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Keep kicking ass, and I will see you next time. Peace.